All right on the money here, 9:30. So, again, good morning, Erin, with our Vinyasa flow on this Sunday morning. Same old, same old. So, as always, we begin and we end our classes with that yin style of yoga. The middle is always the work. And the work part always has some core. So we will flow through connecting breath to movement, and just a precursor, fair warning, there may be some visitors popping in and out of my screen, being little humans or animals, and hopefully everyone is somewhat well behaved today. So let's go ahead and get started. We will start in child's pose, so nothing wild or crazy. Knees as wide as your mat, big toes touching behind you, arms extended, option nice and long in front of you, or if you prefer that upper back release, we'll go ahead and let your arms rest behind you. Again, if your arms are resting behind you, more of that upper back, the shoulders. If the arms are extended out nice and long, just gently letting them rest here onto the floor, onto the mat. Forehead's dropping down to the floor this morning. It's all right if it doesn't quite meet the mat. You can always slide a block, a pillow underneath your forehead. When we take this first moment of our practice to bring that awareness to our body, noticing where all those tight spots are today, and then bringing awareness to the mind. Just noticing, how are we feeling today? Not necessarily physically, but mentally. Is it a draining day, draining week? Are you excited for the week ahead? Are you ready to enjoy this beautiful day as we enter into a new week? Is there anything kind of hanging over you today, mentally, emotionally, that we can work through in our practice, and allowing you to let go, allowing you to move forward? Most importantly, allowing ourselves to connect more deeply with our own true self. What does that mean for you today? So working on being here on your mat for the next 60 minutes. Let's start our practice with 3 rounds of community breath. So we begin with that exhale, empty the lungs. Take a deep inhale through your nose, filling the lungs to the top. And then that long, gentle sigh out the mouth, release, let it go. 2 more times, just like that. Deep breath in. Long, gentle sigh out the mouth. And 1 more time, deep inhale. And long, gentle exhale. And then just come back. Find your natural breath. If your arms are behind you, let's all reach those arms nice and long in front of us. We'll take an active child's pose. So really start to press into your fingertips or your palms. We're guiding our sit bones towards our heels. Active here, another round of breath. And then we'll get into the side body. So begin to walk your hands to the right side or right corner of your mat. You can go beyond the mat here, crossing perhaps that left hand over your right, getting into the shoulder. Just making sure our left hip, our left sit bone is still working back towards that left heel. We stay for another breath. And then inhale, come back to center, lengthen it back out. We'll come over to that left side, left corner of your mat, of the floor. Option across the right hand over the left. We're working that right hip back towards your right heel. We stay here, another round of breath. And on your next inhale, come back to center, we lengthen. 1 more time, active child's pose, press into the fingertips, into the palms, and slowly start to make your way up to your tabletop position, coming to hands and knees here, going right into some movement for you this morning, swaying your hips side to side, releasing any tension in our neck, taking circles clockwise and counterclockwise, maybe starting to extend one leg behind us and then the other, getting into the calf, getting into the sole of the foot, awakening those hips this morning. Movement for you. Self-awareness, self-check-in here. And then start to create that stillness, coming back to your tabletop, working on spreading our fingers wide, palms planted on the mat, gazing down in between the hands, down at the floor. Nice long spine, shoulders away from ears, flat back, tabletop. Let's flow through cat-cow. And your next exhale, start to round the spine, press the palms to the mat, gaze towards your belly, the navel here. And on your inhale, come through, gaze up, lift your sit bones, shoulders away from ears, open the heart. Again, exhale, round the spine, return to cat. And on your inhale, come through cow pose, gaze up, lift those sit bones. 2 more times, exhale. And inhale. And last time through, exhale, round the spine. And inhale, gaze up. Come back to center in tabletop. We'll come into thread the needle, so starting to get into the shoulders, into the spine, starting with our right side. On your inhale, reach your right hand high to the sky. And on your exhale, thread, right arm underneath left, shoulder and cheek on the mat. So we're working to bring that right shoulder down. We're working into the shoulder, that twist into the upper back, into the spine. Always the option, stay as you are, or maybe start to lengthen that left arm straight out in front of you. Fingertips can stay on the mat, palm can stay planted. Maybe you're feeling like you'd like to ramp this up a bit, working into the balance. So right shoulder, right knee, stay planted. We extend our left leg behind us. Staying here or playing around, find that steady gazing spot. Start to lift that left leg to the sky. Stay here or reach the left hand to the sky. Stay here or just drop that left hand towards your low back. So making sure, steady gazing spot, we're using our core strength, we're balancing, we stay for another round of breath. If you fall, we come back. Slowly on an exhale, lower the knee, lower the palm. Inhale, unthread, right hand to the sky. Exhale, release that right palm to the mat. Take some movement, shake it out. And we come back to center, we'll go to the other side. On your inhale, left hand reaches high to the sky. Exhale, thread that left arm underneath, shoulder and cheek, come down. Staying here, or extend that right arm nice and long in front of you. Staying here, or extend that right leg behind you. Stay, or working to the balance. So we start to reach that right foot to the sky. We're balancing on left shoulder, left knee. Option to stay, or we start to reach that right hand to the sky. Use the core, steady gazing spot. Perhaps that right hand drops to your low back. If we fall, we come back. We're here for another round of breath. On your next exhale, lower your knee, lower the palm. Inhale, unthread, left hand to the sky. And exhale, palm back to the mat. Come back to your tabletop. We're gonna flow into our first downward facing dog. Exhale, round the spine, return to cat. Inhale, gaze up, open the heart, cow pose. And on this exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips up to the sky, your first downward facing dog. Stay there. Take some movement for you, pedal out those legs, shake the head, yes and no. Again, if you get into, sorry. If you get into downward facing dog and it's not feeling good to you today, then we stay in tabletop. So making sure we're not challenging our ego, we're listening to our bodies here. Again, find some gentle movement and then we'll come back to stillness, that strong downward dog. Really focus, spreading the fingers wide, shoulders away from ears. As you do that, you almost naturally lift your sit bones a little bit higher, your chest starts to drop closer towards the legs, right? Shoulders away from ears. Gazing wherever's best for you, at the knees, at the belly. Take another breath in. On this exhale, really drop those heels to the mat, and it's totally okay if they don't touch. Perhaps they never will. We'll go right into the sides of the body. So we'll start on that right side. On your inhale, reach your right foot to the sky. So 3-leg downward dog, stay here, take a breath, toes are facing down. And then start to stack your hip this morning. Right hip on top of the left, heeling towards the glute. Noticing your left shoulder, are you dipping down? Try to get it back up, another round of breath. Inhale, straighten your right leg. On your exhale, slowly step right foot up in between your hands. Let your left knee come to the mat behind you. Top of your foot's flat. Go ahead, reach your hand to the sky. As always, as we come here this first moment of our practice, making sure we have enough space. So if you need to, just walk that right foot a little bit further forward if you don't see your toes. And on your next exhale, let your hips sink into this. Go lower, go deeper. Another round of breath. On this exhale, start to create those cactus arms. Open your heart here, gaze up. Maybe it feels good to interlace your fingers behind your low back today. Draw those knuckles down towards the heels, really deepen into the shoulders, the back here. Another breath. Inhale, come back to center, both hands high. Let's take a gentle twist. Left hand to the inside of the foot. Reach your right hand to the sky. Gaze up if that feels okay to you. Another breath. Exhale, we reverse it. Right hand to the inside of the foot. Reach your left hand to the sky. Press your leg into the arm back into the leg. Exhale, release that left hand down on the inside of the foot. So both hands are on the inside of the foot here. Options are to stay. Perhaps this feels okay to you. You can walk your right foot over a little bit more towards the right edge of your mat. We're gonna make our way down into dragon or lizard pose. So starting to come down onto your forearms. Maybe just one forearm meets the mat, the other one slightly hovers, maybe both forearms touch. Maybe this just doesn't feel good to you, so you stay on your palms, totally okay. We're working into those hips a little bit deeper this morning. Let's stay, another breath. If you'd like to ramp this up, tuck your back toe, lift the back knee off the mat. You can take that forward and back movement. Another moment here. That knee is lifted, let's bring it back down. Everyone onto your palms again. Walk your right foot back towards the midline, one hand on either side of that right foot. We'll come to half splits. Walk your hands back towards your hips, straighten the leg. Around the spine, crown of the head, reaching towards that right foot. Awareness in those hips, work your right hip back, left hip forward. Take an inhale, your exhale, deepen into this. Another round of breath. And on your next inhale, walk those hands forward either side of your right foot. We're gonna get a little bit of power here, tucking your left toes under behind you, lift your left knee off the mat. Start to find that gazing spot on the floor in front of you. We're coming to a high lunge. With your next breath, slowly lift your chest, your belly. So fingertips are hovering over the mat here. You have that steady gaze, and on your next inhale, reach those hands to the sky. First high lunge here, work that back heel forward. Straighten out that back leg, and then get deeper into your front knee. Take another breath. Exhale, cactus arms, challenge your balance, open your heart. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, release your hands down. Step your right foot back. We come back to downward facing dog. Take some movement, walk it out, shake your head yes and no. We're not flowing through the vinyasa yet, we're just awakening the body. Let's take it to the left side. Inhale, left leg high to the sky, heel up, toes down. Right heel's dropping down, we stay for another breath. Start to stack those hips. Left hip on top of the right, heel in towards the glutes. How's that right shoulder? Get it parallel, another breath here. Inhale, straighten your left leg. Exhale, slowly step left foot up. In between your hands, we're gonna let that right knee touch the mat behind you. Top of the foot's flat, gentle twist. Right hand to the inside of the foot, left hand reaching to the sky. Stay here. Exhale, we're gonna switch it out. Left hand to the inside of the foot, right hand reaching to the sky. Press arm into the leg back into arm. Another breath. Exhale, release that right hand down, just because I skipped a spot. Let's bring that left hand back to the outside of your foot. We'll take a low lunge, deepening here, hands reach to the sky. Again, if your feet aren't quite lined up, meaning you don't see your toes in front of you, walk that left foot further forward. And on your next exhale, let those hips sink really into this. Hold it here, left hip back, right hip forward. On your exhale, create cactus arms. You can stay here, open the heart, or maybe you interlace those fingers behind you. Draw the knuckles back towards your heels, getting into the shoulders. Gaze up, another breath. Inhale, both hands to the sky. Exhale, drop both hands to the inside of your left foot. Walk that left foot over towards the left side of your mat. So again, revisiting dragon or lizard pose. Staying here onto the palms, or if you'd like to, start to make your way down to the forearms. Books, pillows, welcome to use them here. Or you're starting to make your way down, getting deeper into those hips. Option, a little more power, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee off the mat, and take that pivot forward and back. And then slowly, if that knee's lifted, let's bring it back to the floor. Top of that right foot's flat, we come back onto our palms. Walk the left foot back towards the midline, one hand on either side. We're gonna ramp this up. Tuck your back toe, lift your back knee off the mat. We're coming to our high lunge. Gaze down at the floor in front of you. On your next inhale, lift your chest, your belly, fingertips hovering over the mat. Stay here. Inhale, reach those hands to the sky. Deepen into that front knee, power up that back leg, back heel forward. On your next exhale, gaze up, cactus arms, open your heart. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, release your hands down either side of that front foot. We're going to step our right foot up to meet our left, coming to the front edge of our mat. First forward fold of the morning, pedal it out, bend one knee and the other, ragdoll, that feels good to you. Opposite elbows, we sway side to side. And then coming back to center. With your next breath, inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Stay here, so as always, really working shoulders away from ears. Long neck, we're gazing down at the floor. We're not looking out in front of us, down at the ground. Engage that core, navel in. Sit bones lift a little. Back of the legs are active. We're still breathing, another round of breath. Exhale, deepen into your forward fold. And on your next inhale, let's make our way all the way to standing. Hands reach to the sky. Arms can reach up and overhead. Slight back bend if that feels good to you. And exhale, palms touch. Hands to heart. Take a breath here. Bring those feet, or bring awareness into the feet. Really lift the toes off the mat for a moment. Spread those toes wide, and then replant the toes back onto the floor, making sure our feet are hip distance apart. And then just take some movement, sway it out side to side, feeling each part of the foot grounded onto the mat. And then bring yourselves back to center. We'll get into the side body, working a little bit on balance today. On your next inhale, reach those hands back to the sky. We release our right hand down to the side body. Lift up with the left. Exhale up and over to your right. So as you do this, we work that left side. Left shoulder, left hip comes back. Engage wherever's best for you and your neck today. And then playing with balance if you choose. Weight into that left foot, left leg. We're going to lift that right foot off the mat. Keep reaching that left arm up and over. Stay here, another breath. Can we lift that right foot a little bit higher? And then exhale, right foot down. Inhale, both hands to the sky. Take a breath, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release your left arm down to the side body. Inhale, again, lift up. Exhale, up and over to your left. Find that stretch and then work the stacking, right shoulder, right hip. Gaze wherever's best for your neck here. Option to stay, or we play with balance again. Weight into the right foot, right leg. Start to shift that weight, and then we lift the left foot. Maybe it's the heel, maybe it's the toes today. We're reaching that right arm up and over. Maybe that left foot comes a little bit higher. We're here for another round of breath. Exhale, release the foot. Inhale, both hands to the sky. Create those cactus arms again. Elbows in line with shoulders. Open your heart. Maybe it feels good to interlace those fingers. Draw the knuckles back. Deepen into the shoulders, the upper back. Gaze up, another breath. Inhale, come back to center. Reach the hands back to the sky. We fold forward. Exhale, go with a flat back, slowly, gently, then we round the spine. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, listen carefully. Plant your hands, step back with your right foot. We're going right into our warrior two. Heel to arch alignment. Once that back foot is stepped back, bring those arms shoulder height. So warrior two, starting off our flow today. Deep bend into that left knee. Heel to arch alignment here. Awareness in that left knee, it's pressing back. That right leg is rotating up to the sky. Arms are shoulder height. Our gaze is over our front left fingertips. Hold it here. I always like to go a little bit deeper. So one time through, inhale, straighten that front leg, palms touch overhead. Exhale, come back down, deepen into that warrior two here. Hold it. Engage the core. Flip your front palm. Reach up and back. We reverse the warrior. Left hand gently resting. Right hand reaching up and back. We're going to hold it here for a moment. Take another breath in. Exhale, go deeper into that front knee. Take another breath in. Exhale, reach that right hand further behind you. Another round of breath. Inhale, come back up, warrior two. Straighten that front leg. Triangle, reach. Right hand forward. Left hip pulls back. And then slowly stack the body here. Right hand on top of right shin, above right knee. Left hand's reaching to the sky. Maybe more advanced, that right hand's resting on the inside of the leg. But this is all about the lengthening, the stacking of the body. So make sure you have control in this posture. If you're going more advanced and that hand's on the inside of the leg, are you losing control? So again, right side's lifting up and back on top of our left. You want to feel the body stacking on itself. Gaze for your neck. Is it better to look straight out at the floor or up at the sky? We'll stay here, another breath. Inhale, come back to center, warrior two. And then we're going to bring our hands to our hips. Straighten your front leg again. Toes in, heels out, taking a wide-legged forward fold. Draw your elbows back behind you. Option again to interlace those fingers and draw the knuckles down to the ground. Inhale, lift up, lengthen. Exhale, guide with your heart. Flat back, we fold forward, then we round the spine. Arms up and overhead. If your hands are on your hips, you can release them down to the mat. If your fingers are still interlaced, let's stay there for a moment. And then everyone, hands down to the floor. Now again, toes are in, heels are out. Use that traction, press the feet apart, split that mat in half, guide your hips higher, allow the crown of the head to come closer to the floor. Options with your hands, whether they're touching the floor, maybe you want to grab for the big toe, maybe grab for the calves, the ankles here. Deepen into this, draw the crown of the head down towards the floor. Another breath. And then coming back out of this, hands on your hips, elbows to the sky, flat back. Start to make your way all the way back to standing. Left foot, guide those toes back to the front edge of your mat. Come back to warrior two, bend into your front knee, arms shoulder height. Let's reverse that warrior again. Flip your front palm, reach up and back, reverse. Inhale to center. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Step your left foot back into your first high plank of the day. Stay here, let your knees touch the mat. Inhale, shift forward to your tippy toe. Exhale, bend your elbows with control, come all the way down to the belly. Tops of the feet are flat. Inhale, lift your chest, your choice. Low cobra, full cobra, maybe upward facing dogs, feeling good for you. You can go there. Shoulders away from ears, hold it, another breath. Exhale, come back down. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips up and back, returning to downward dog. We're here for a breath. Gaze up at those hands on your next exhale. Step, walk, jump your feet forward. Come back to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step back with your left foot. Heel to arch alignment. We're taking it to the other side. Arms cartwheel, shoulder height. Deep bend into our front knee. Hold it here. I get awareness. Right knee's pressing back. Left leg is rotating up. Arms are shoulder height. We're gazing over those right fingertips. Getting a little deeper one time through. Inhale, straighten that front leg, palms touch overhead. Exhale, come back down. Hold the posture, hold the legs. Flip your front palm, reach up and back, reverse that warrior. Stay here for a moment. We're gonna hold it. Maybe that left arm wraps around your low back. Take a breath in. On your exhale, go deeper into your right knee. Take another breath in. On this exhale, reach that right hand further behind you. Hold it, another breath. Inhale, come back up. Warrior two. Straighten that front leg. Triangle, right hand reaches forward. Left hip pulls back. We go as far as we can. And then we tilt, stack the body, shoulders on top of one another, hips on top of one another, or gaze wherever's best for us. Maybe we drop left hand towards your low back. Otherwise, left hand's reaching high to the sky. Another breath. Inhale, come back up, warrior two. We'll straighten that leg one more time and bring the toes in, heels out one more time. Wide-legged forward fold, hands on our hips. Elbows shoot back. Option to interlace those fingers and draw the knuckles down towards your heels. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, guide with your heart. Slowly make your way into this forward fold. If those fingers are interlaced, we're bringing those hands up and overhead again. If hands are on hips, go ahead, drop them down. We're all here, another breath. And then go ahead, release the hands down to the mat. Once more, toes in, heels out, focus, split that mat in half, hips lift higher, crown of the head comes closer down to the ground. Stay here, another breath. This time through, we'll take a twist. So start to bring yourself halfway up. We'll plant our right hand down on the underneath our face, and then reach your left hand to the sky. So let your right hip follow you into this twist. Your gaze, once again, is about comfort. To the ground, to the side, up at the sky. Maybe you drop that left hand down towards your low back. Gaze up and over your left shoulder behind you. Another round of breath. Inhale, left hand high. Exhale, we fold, we switch it out. Left hand underneath the face. Right hand reaches to the sky. We let that left hip follow us. Gaze once again, wherever is best for you. That right hand can drop to your low back. Look up and over that right shoulder. Another round of breath. On your next inhale, right hand high. Exhale, fold. Final moments in this wide-legged forward fold. Deepen into it. Let the body sink down. And with those hands on your hips, elbows reach up to the sky, flat back, slowly make your way all the way to standing. Return to warrior two, right toes forward. Arms shoulder height. Deep bend into that front knee. Let's flip that front palm again. Reach up and back, reverse your warrior. And inhale, come back to center. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down, step, right foot back. Again, returning to our high plank. Inhale, shift forward to the tippy toes. Exhale, come down with control all the way to the belly. Tops of the feet go flat. Your inhale, low cobra, full cobra, maybe upward facing dog, if that feels good to you. And on your exhale, we return again to downward dog. Create some movement, shake it out. Find stillness, find that power. Return to downward dog. Options. We're going into core work. So if you'd prefer to opt out of this, go ahead and come to child's pose. If you're looking for a little more fire, working for that six pack, then stick with me. With your next breath, you return to high plank. So options today, if you'd like to, come to the knees, feet lifted. We're gonna transition from high to low plank. So right now, high plank. We're on the palms, fingers are spread. We're gazing in between our hands. Our heels are shifted forward if you're on those toes, over the toes. Take a breath, we're gonna come down to our right forearm and then our left forearm. Hold it, low plank, and then right palm, and then left palm. We're gonna switch to the other side. Left forearm, right forearm, left palm, right palm. 2 more times each side. Right forearm, left forearm, right palm, left side, left forearm, right palm, right palm. 1 more time each side here. Right forearm, right palm, left side, left forearm, left palm, right palm. Can you hold this high plank for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Child's pose, knees as wide as the mat. Big toes touch behind you. Reach those arms nice and long. We are working into a bit of the arms and that upper back. So if it feels good to you, let the arms rest behind you. Maybe stacking those palms on top of one another on your low back. Use your breath. Come back to your intention. Notice the mind. Notice it wandering, or is it here? Is it present? Use the breath. Release the tension, release the noise. One more round of breath here. And then slowly start that transition back to tabletop or downward facing dog. Take a little shake out. We're going to make our way to Malasana at the front edge of your mat. So gaze up at your hands. On your exhale, step, walk, jump your feet to the outside of your hands. Sink your hips low, hands to heart center. Shoulders away from those ears. If those hands are at heart center, utilize the elbows to press into the legs, go deeper here. Maybe it feels good to take a little movement, shift those hips side to side, and then bring yourselves back to center. Lots of fire and heat in this posture, so if you'd like to, close the eyes and just follow the breath. Each exhale helps calm and cool the body. We're here for another moment. Deep inhale. Long exhale, final round of breath. And slowly bring those hands to the floor. We start to lift our hips to the sky. We walk our feet back in, hip distance apart. And once again, create some gentle movement, pedal those legs. Take ragdoll, that gentle sway. We come back to center. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, we fold. On your inhale, come all the way to standing. Reach those arms up and overhead, slight back bend if that feels good to you. And exhale, palms touch, hands to heart. Take a breath. All right, we're gonna go through that sequence one more time. On your inhale, reach those hands to the sky. On your exhale, flat back, start that forward fold, and then we gently round the spine. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we fold, plant the hands, step back with your right foot, warrior two, heel to arch alignment, cartwheel those arms shoulder height. So can you go deeper here? Can you find a wider stance? Can you go deeper into that front knee? Press that left knee back, rotate that right leg up to the sky, hold it. Little breather, going deeper. Inhale, straighten that front leg, palms touch overhead. Exhale, come back down, warrior two, hold. All right, find that power, that strength here. Flip that left palm to the sky, reach up and over behind you. Reverse that warrior, maybe that right hand wraps around your low back. Take another breath in, exhale, go deeper into your front knee. Take another breath in, exhale, can you reach that right hand further behind, or left hand further behind you. Inhale, come back up, warrior two. We're gonna take a side angle this time through, forearm resting, left hand to the sky, hold it. Stay, keep working those hips, left leg, or sorry, right leg, rotate it up. Take a variation that works for you. Maybe that right hand drops to the low back. Maybe that left hand drops to the inside of the foot. Maybe we go for a bind here this morning. Interlace those fingers, keep those hips coming low, work that right shoulder back, gaze over your right shoulder, another round of breath. And everyone on your next inhale, come back up, forearm resting, right hand to the sky. We extend our side angle, right arm's reaching forward, biceps by the ear, hold it. Use those obliques. If you're going with me, extend that left arm, we hover, stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, listen carefully. Start to shift your chest, hover over that front leg. Take a breath. On your next exhale, release your hands down to the floor, either side of that left foot. Kick off your right leg. Took my mat with me. Standing splits, reach that right leg high, as high as you can. Splits and me don't quite get along, but high splits, standing splits. If you need to, bend that standing leg to help create a connection of your hands to the ground. Otherwise, books, blocks, pillows, place them under your hands. Reach that right foot high behind you. Take a breath here. If you want to work in balance, maybe one hand comes behind your ankle, your calf, and perhaps both hands come to play today. Keep breathing, steady gazing spot. If you're working on the balance, let's bring those hands back to the mat. We take a crunch. Exhale, bend into your standing leg. Right knee comes behind to touch. Inhale, straighten the legs back out. We're gonna do that 3 more. Exhale, crunch. And inhale, lengthen. 2 more. Exhale. And inhale, 1 more time. Exhale, crunch it in. And inhale, lengthen, hold it. Stay with me. 1 more time, start to hug that right knee into the chest. We're gonna make our way to standing. Slowly, maybe those right toes touch the floor. Can you come without letting the floor touch? We come all the way up. Right knee's in line with our hip. So I'm gonna look different to you. Looks like my left knee's up, but it's my right. Flex that foot, hug the knee in. Take a standing twist here. So we're gonna bring that right hand to the outside of our left leg. Our right knee's up. You know what I'm saying? We're taking dancing Shiva. Our right hand reaches behind us. The left hand outside of right leg, right hand's reaching behind us. You can gaze over your right shoulder, challenging your balance, deepening the twist here. Another breath. On your next inhale, come back to center. Hug your knee in 1 more time. Get a little bit higher. Take a breath, steady gaze. Release the leg, but keep the arms extending to the sky. Knee stays hip height. Straighten that leg out in front of us and hold it high. Stay for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the foot to the floor. Fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we fold. Plant your hands. Step it back, high plank. Your inhale, shift forward to the tippy toe. Your exhale, come all the way down to the belly. Inhale, lift your chest. Low cobra, full cobra, upward facing dog. And on your exhale, transition back to your down dog. Shake it out. All right, friends. Last time, last side. Gaze up at your hands. On your exhale, step, walk, jump your feet forward, come to the front edge of your mat. Your inhale, a halfway lift. Your exhale, we fold, plant your hands, step back with your left foot, heel to arch alignment, cartwheel your arms up, shoulder height. Again, go deeper into your front knee. Press that right knee back, that left leg, rotate it up to the sky. Ease over your front fingertips. Breather and going deeper. Inhale, straighten that front leg, palms touch overhead. Exhale, bring it back down, your warrior two. Hold it here. Start to flip that front palm, reach up and back, reverse the warrior. So again, options drop or wrap the left arm around your low back. Take a breath in, exhale, go deeper into that front knee. Take a breath in, exhale, reach that right hand further behind you. Another breath here. Inhale, come back up, warrior two. Exhale, side angle, forearm resting, left hand high. Take a breath, work that right knee back. Drop left hand towards low back or go into any other variation. Right hand to the inside of the foot, or we're working into the bind. Right arm up and underneath. Left shoulder rotating back. Gaze up and over that left shoulder here. Stay for another breath. And then slowly replant that forearm. Reach that left hand back to the sky. We extend left arm forward, biceps by the ear. Working on those obliques. You stay here or you move with me. Extend that right arm. We hover for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shift your chest to hover over that front leg. Arms are still extended out. We stay with control. Take another breath. Exhale, release your hands down either side of that front foot. When you're ready, kick off that back leg. Again, standing splits. So one side might be a little bit tighter than the other. If you need to, place blocks, pillows underneath the hands, books, maybe a bend in that standing leg, or reaching that left leg high to the sky. You want to work on balance today. One hand behind that standing calf, ankle, maybe both hands come to play. You're balancing solely onto that right leg. Another round of breath. If you're playing with balance, bring those hands back to the mat. We crunch. Exhale, left knee to the backside of your right. Inhale, straighten the leg. 3 more. Exhale, crunch. And inhale, 2. Exhale. And inhale, 1 more time. Exhale, crunching in. Inhale, lengthen, hold it. We're going to come to standing hug. Left knee into to chest. Slowly start to make your way up. Knee hip height. Hold it here. Dancing Shiva. Right hand, your right hand to the outside of your left leg. Again, I'm probably opposite from you. Left hand reaching behind you. Lengthen up. Maybe we gaze over that left shoulder, twist into your neck. Deepen into this twist in the spine. Another breath. Inhale, come back to center. Hug. Left knee into the chest. Getting deeper into those hips. Stay here. My balance all over the place. Take a breath. Release those hands. Reach into the sky. Knee stays lifted. So just straighten that leg. Hold that foot high for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release that foot down and fold. Your inhale, halfway lifts. Your exhale, we fold. Plant those hands. Step it back. Final vinyasa here. High plank, shift forward to those tippy toes. Exhale, come down to the belly. Inhale, lift your chest, low cobra. Full cobra, upward facing dog. And on your next exhale, return, downward dog. Shake it out. Get into those calves. Maybe start to stack your hips a little bit of movement. We're making our way to our last set of core. So always the options, opting out of this, coming to child's pose or move with me. Take a breath. On your next inhale, shift forward to your high plank. So again, we're gonna do high plank to low plank. Stay with me here. On your exhale, come down, right forearm, left forearm. On your inhale, right palm, left palm. Hold it, we switch sides. Left forearm, right forearm, left palm, right palm. Again, right forearm, left forearm. Right palm, left palm. Left forearm, right forearm. Left palm, right palm. One more time. Right forearm, left forearm. Right palm, left palm. Last side here. Left forearm, right forearm. Stay in your low plank. We're gonna hold it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a breath, come up to those high planks. We're gonna hold this high plank for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and child's pose. Knees as wide as the mat. Hips back towards those heels. Extend the arms nice and long in front of you. Forehead down to the mat. Again, if you feel you need the release in the shoulders, the upper back, let those arms rest behind you. Calm the body with each breath. Let the heart settle, let the mind settle here. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Few more rounds of breath. And slowly, with your next inhale, let's come up onto the palms, hands and knees here. Take a breath. Option, we're gonna go into pigeon pose. So if you'd like to go from downward facing dog, feel free. Otherwise, from tabletop, let's bring that right knee to the outside of your right wrist. Let your left leg is on the mat behind you, and then start to walk that left foot be even longer behind you. Left leg is nice and long, top of that left foot's flat. With your right leg, your right foot, grab that right foot, make your shin more parallel to the front of your mat. It never has to be perfect. You don't want to be in pain. You just want to help your body out. We're going to lift up, take a breath in, and on your next exhale, start to walk those hands forward, drop the chest down, forehead towards the mat. Maybe you stack your forearms on top of one another, releasing your forehead here. Hips releasing, mind's releasing. Use the breath. Each exhale, going deeper. These first few moments of pigeon pose, we're always just dropping into it or getting into the posture. You're starting to notice where that tension is, where is it hanging out? But then you start to notice, where are you holding yourself back? So for me, I always feel it in my upper back, like I'm holding my body up, not letting myself drop into this, as I use the term drop, or maybe gently release would be probably more preferred. But again, notice, where are you holding yourself back? In yoga and movement and releasing this tension of the body is so symbolic to, again, the mind and what we hold on to. So even with that, and what are we holding on to in our bodies, or how are we holding ourselves back? How does that relate to maybe your everyday life or something you're going through in this moment? Yoga is a mind-body connection. That's the focus. We move our bodies, we release the tension in the body, and our ultimate goal is to help release that tension, that noise in the mind that's holding us back from our true self, who we can be, who we want to be, who we're meant to be. So notice here, hips hold a lot. That negative dupe, that negative energy, those negative stories. Just bring awareness. Really getting into those hips today. Let's stay here for another breath. And then slowly with your next inhale, let's come back up onto our palms. So we're gonna stay in pigeon pose for a moment. Option, bringing that back heel in towards the glute. You can't quite see my legs right now. And then that left hand's gonna come around and grab for the foot. So heels reaching in. If you'd like to go deeper, you're gonna grab the top of the foot with that left hand and reach your left elbow to the sky. Once you're there, we're working our shoulders. So we want to bring those shoulders parallel to the front of our mat. We'll stay here another breath. If you've grabbed the foot, let's slowly release it, hands to the floor. Slowly, let's bring it back to your tabletop or your downward facing dog. Give yourself a little shake out, release into the hips, sway those hips side to side. If you need a vinyasa flow, feel free to do that if you're going back to downward dog. And then create stillness in the body again. We'll take it to our left side. When you're ready, left knee to the outside of our left wrist. We're gonna walk that right leg nice and long behind us, top of that right foot's flat. Help that front leg out, make it more parallel to the front edge of your mat. Start to lift the chest up, take a breath, and on your exhale, start to walk those hands nice and long in front of you. Fold into this, forehead to the mat. Maybe create those pillows with the forehead to rest there. And once again, notice the difference. One side to the other. One is always tighter. Maybe it's just subtly, but you can notice. Maybe you feel it in a different spot. Maybe it's not even a release in your hip as much as you feel it into your shoulder. So the body is so interconnected. There's parts of the body that even though you feel pain there, that might not be the actual cause, and there's tightness somewhere else in the body that needs to get released. So as we start to release deep into the hips, where else do you feel that release? Awareness of your mind, of your body here. Stay for a few more rounds of breath. Notice that subtle tension that you are creating. How can you release that? How can you let go? Stay for another breath. And on your next inhale, let's come back up onto those palms. So stay here, so working in pigeon, or bend that right knee, heel in towards the glute. Right hand's gonna come around and grab for your foot. Start to draw that heel closer in. If you like to, grab the top of the foot, reach that right elbow to the sky, and then work the shoulders, left shoulder back, right shoulder forward. We'll stay here, starting to get the front side of that right leg. Another breath. And then exhale, release, palms on the mat. Slowly bring it back, tabletop, downward facing dog. Give yourself one more shake out. And then if you're in downward dog, let's come to tabletop. So I'm going to offer, I haven't done this virtually yet, so we'll see how this goes. But offer hero's pose here. So hero's pose, knees are together, feet are off to the side, and we're bringing our sit bones down to the floor behind us. So to help us get there, we're going to shift our calves out of the way and bring those sit bones down to the mat. So this is a different release in our hips because our hips are going inward, they're rotating inward, where all the other releases we did are an outward release. So if you get here and you're like, holy moly, this hurts, or it doesn't feel great, if you have pillows or if you want to go grab pillows, and again, you can do more than what I'm showing. One pillow might be enough, maybe 3 feels good to you, and your sit is much higher, that's okay. This is also going to get in your knees. So try this out. If this is just something that isn't good for your body, then just take some movement in tabletop or downward facing dog, and we'll get to you in a moment. Otherwise, try to stick this out with me. So really lengthen up through the spine, reach through the crown of the head. We're gonna bring our hands behind us. Well, actually, option 1 is you just stay here and let your hands rest on your legs. Option 2 is to bring your hands behind you and have your fingers point towards your feet as you start to fall back or release into this bit of a back bend. So if you're on pillows or blocks here underneath your sit bones, you can go into this variation as well. As soon as your knees come apart or they lift off the mat, it's a sign to your body that you're going too far, so come to the previous position. So again, stay here, or we come down onto our forearms. I personally have not done this posture in a while, so we'll see how this goes. But again, you might start to feel this more into the low back. You're opening up the heart, the chest. Again, if you're on a pillow, you come to this variation. This last variation I'll attempt to show, we only go on into this if our sit bones are on the mat, not on pillows or blocks. So again, if your knees are spreading apart, lifting off the floor, you've gone too far. If you want to try this out, if your sit bones are on the mat, you bring our upper back onto the floor. And again, we're releasing deeper into this. But as you go here, if you notice your knees are flailing apart, they're lifting up. It's too much. We've already been here for a while, so if you want to stay for another few rounds of your breath. And then as we come out of this, slowly come forward. It's going to be a little achy. We're going to come all the way back to tabletop and take a moment here, just shake it out. Release those legs, the knees, the ankles might feel this, the tops of the feet. Shake it on out. Awesome. Not too bad, right? And then we'll shift onto our hips or sit bones. Extend those legs nice and long out in front of you. Let's take one more forward fold today. So coming to Dandasana, on your inhale, lift your hands to the sky. On your exhale, guide with your heart. We're gonna pause. And then slowly round the spine. Grab for your toes, your feet. Reach the crown of the head forward. Forehead down to the knees, the legs. If you have a connection, hands onto your toes, ankles, calves even, you can bend your elbows to draw yourself deeper into this. So you don't have to grab onto your feet to do that. It's wherever your connection is today. Let's stay for another breath. And then slowly extend those arms nice and long. Use your core, navel to spine. On your exhale, rounding the spine, we come down with control, vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way onto our backs. Once we get there, take a breath. And then hug your knees into your chest. Take some gentle movement, rock it out, sway side to side. Take circles with your knees clockwise or counterclockwise. And then keeping our knees at center, hug them in tight. We'll release our arms off to the side in a T-like position. And then let your knees drop together over to the right side of the room. So coming into our twist here. Now notice, as your knees fell to the right, did your left shoulder lift off the floor? Can we bring it back down? If you like to take a specific twist here, so maybe you like to straighten that left leg on top, maybe you like to cross right ankle on top of left knee, or take pigeon legs. Options are yours, or just let those knees naturally fall over to one side. So twisting into the spine here, we'll stay for another breath. On your next inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, drop your legs over to the left side of the room. So again, notice as you twist, did that right shoulder pop off the mat, we bring it back down. Take any variation in the legs that feels good to you. Stay for another breath. And on your next inhale, come back to center. Let's come into happy baby, arms in between those legs. You grab for the outside of the calves, the ankles, the feet, the big toes. Draw those knees down on either side of the body. We stay here without movement. Create that long spine. Sit bones working towards the mat. Shoulder blades connected down towards the floor here. Deepening, pressing those feet to the sky, but we're pressing those feet back down to the floor. So we're getting more into those hips, the groin. And then if you like movement, we take that sway side to side. Maybe a circular motion, maybe up and down the length of the spine. Perhaps you straighten one leg and then you straighten the other, or the feet together in those pike-like position of the legs. Movement for you. And then hugging our knees into the chest one more time, giving yourself a big squeeze. With your next inhale, let's bring our forehead up to meet those knees. Take one more deep breath. And on your exhale, release everything to the mat. We lengthen those legs. We release our arms next side of the body, palms facing up. Close the eyes. And just bring awareness here. Back to the body. Notice tension. Where can you sink into this a little bit more? Feel the arms nice and long. Those fingers are soft. Legs are extended. And those feet, excuse me, are naturally dropping off to the sides. You bring awareness to the face, to the jaw, releasing that clenching, releasing the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Soften the eyes as they close. And with each exhale, just feel your body drop more onto your mat, and a deeper connection to the earth below. With each breath in, breathe in patience. And with each breath out, release forgiveness. Maybe that patience you're breathing in is patience for yourself. Maybe that forgiveness that you breathe out is for others. Or perhaps it's the reverse. We breathe in patience for those around us, and we're breathing out that forgiveness for ourselves. Taking another round of community breath here together. helping us to release, help us deepen, find that inward connection. We begin with our exhale, empty your lungs. Take that deep inhale through your nose, fill the breath, fill the lungs, and create that long, gentle sigh out the mouth. Coming to that final Shavasana, our final resting pose. Slowly begin to bring awareness back to your breath. Create some gentle movement, wiggling fingers and toes. Maybe reach those arms up and overhead, coming to that full body stretch. And when you're ready, coming onto your right or your left side, body into a fetal position. And slowly make your way to a comfortable seat. As you find your seat, half lotus, full lotus, or simple Sukhasana, easy seat with one foot in front of the other. Allow your hands to rest on your legs, palms facing down for grounding or palms facing up for energy. And let your eyes close one more time. Really lengthen through the spine, reach up through the crown of the head. Let those shoulders drop away from the ears. Bring awareness back to the mind, to anything holding on. What are we holding on to in our minds, in our bodies, the stories, the emotion? How can we bring more patience to the world in which we live? How can we provide more forgiveness to ourselves and those around us as we continue into this next week, our next day, or the next hour of our lives? We end our practice with a final round of community breath. We begin with an exhale, empty the lungs. Take a deep inhale through your nose, fill the lungs to the top, hold the breath, find anything you need to release, and on your exhale, sigh out the mouth, let go. You slowly come back to that natural breath, feeling the rise and the fall, and closing our practice by bringing our palms to meet at heart center. The light in me truly honors, respects, and appreciates the light in each of you. Namaste. All right, my friends, another day. You're welcome. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Enjoy the weather. It seems beautiful outside. Have a great week ahead, and I hope to see you on Tuesday for some power yoga. Thank you.